I can't even remember the last sentence of my last part. I think I said I was going for a cigarette, and then I got distracted as usual. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I went and checked something. Um, and there's been a fresh fall of snow outside, so the high level routes will be getting more difficult. So I don't know, plan B I think. I don't know what plan B is. I think what I'm going to say is I'm hoping Up and Down reaches out, because I'm now getting concerned. I mentioned about the book Taken on Trust by Terry Waite, his autobiography, and I'm starting to consider that there's a slim possibility that Up and Down has been kidnapped. Just a small chance that that could have occurred, and that's why she can't reach out, because I'm feeling a bit puzzled as to why it's taking so long for her to communicate this time. And what makes it all the more urgent is that I mentioned already the Mercury Retrograde, which comes into place on the 28th of December till the 23rd of January, is a period of difficult communication, or communication is normally in that retrograde period difficult. When I think about the communication problems we had back in May, June time, that was certainly evident of the exact landing of the Mercury retrograde back in the last couple of weeks of May and into June. There's a good number of days each side of the retrograde where the communication problems start to fall away, technological problems, and it affects everything. It's not just speech or telephone calls or written communication. It affects everything. It affects the banking system. It affects the payments and transactions and all sorts of things. It's well recognised that Mercury retrogrades have a huge bearing on the world population. And as I've probably said before, Gemini and Virgos are ruled by the planet Mercury. So somebody like myself is, I mean, my sign is I'm the sign of the hermit. I am a hermit, and I only seek company and forms of communication when I want to. So I'm never lonely. I've mentioned before, the only time I ever get lonely is when I'm with other people. But when I'm on my own, I don't get lonely. And I certainly don't get lonely when I'm with Up and Down. But I struggle with Up and Down at times because, as I said, the last times we were in communication, she was rather mysterious and puzzling. And I think she was playing some sort of game, that famous read between the lines game, which she's very famous for, which I understand. I think what she, in her method of communication, she says, well, we have such a bond, I think you would understand. And I do. But what I really concern myself with is I need some direct communication, something, it's all very well to have secretive communication, but something, even if it's just a full stop, or what she did in October when she sent that blank email. Although I didn't see the email for a few days. I was up at Ben Alder and I came back and I was busy with things. I was sorting out my equipment and all sorts and other things to do, and trying to chase up communications regarding flights and stuff. I was bogged down, and then I saw this communication. And I'm rather sorry about missing that communique, because I think there would have been a positive outcome on that communication had I picked it up sooner. I think she knows what I mean by that. I think we were quite close at that point, closer than we had been for several months. And I think we missed an opportunity. I certainly did, I'm sure. And I think she sent the blank communique in order for me to read between the lines, even though there wasn't any lines. That was the line, a blank communication. Think about what I'm saying, and then I would have got it. But lo and behold, it wasn't until the Sunday that I discovered it, several days later, and then by that time it's too late. And of course there was additional communication then offered by Up and Down, which then all made a bit of sense, although I found it rather troubling as well, but it made sense. So I wish she would do something similar again. Because I'm not tired of the situation. I'm not fed up. I'm just I think what bothers me actually is that I might be away. I might disappear for travel, and then a communication comes from her, and I don't pick up the communication, and she thinks that I've given up on her entirely, and I don't want her to think that. But I'm starting to think she may have given up on me entirely, because she is so silent. It worries me. And I'm starting to think she's been kidnapped. She's been held at ransom. And she's not able to tell her captors that I'm quite happy to pay the ransom money. But I'm quite sure that I think perhaps she's not willing to tell the captors who I am. I think that's what it is. She's been kidnapped, and she's, in all intents and purposes, I think she's probably been held in some sort of cupboard. Or maybe she's underneath the table, I don't know, but I think she's probably under the table actually. And I think she's not willing to tell them that, she has somebody who'd pay the ransom, so she's just putting up with all this nonsense. And, but I'm getting rather fraught, because I don't want her to come to any harm, you see. And I don't want her to be missing out on, she might be eating porridge or something instead of, porridge is very nutritional, of course, but I'm just worried she's not eating enough fruit. She likes fruit and things like hazelnuts and stuff too. And yes, I'm very worried about her. And I do wish she would just, if she's kidnapped, she won't have any lines of communication for me, so that's why I think she's been kidnapped. And I don't even know if she had a Christmas. I don't even know anything. I don't even know if she's poorly. I don't even know if she's well. I don't know anything. And you see, if I don't want to approach, because it may be that I might put her in danger if I approach, because if she has been kidnapped. No, I dare say she wouldn't be. Well, she's probably in the cupboard, yes. I'm starting to think it's less likely she's under the table, she's more likely in the cupboard. And I find it all very worrying indeed, and I'm losing sleep. I'm not getting onto the mountains. I should be on the mountains. I'll tell you what, up and down, if you get this message through the airwaves, you know, either give me some sort of communication, and if you've been kidnapped and nothing, let me think about this, how would we do it? If you like this video, how will I know it's oh dear. Oh. If you don't like this video, I'm presuming you've been kidnapped, and if you do like this video, then you've set my mind at rest, even if you don't want to send a communique. Is that fair enough? Even though you don't like the video, I mean, you don't have to like it, but it's the only thing I can think of. I hope you've not been kidnapped.